So, people don't like this movie. And honestly, I get it. I was definitely one of those people who thought that this movie sucked. I mean, if you've seen my videos, you've definitely seen me make statistics videos and talk about how Disney Pixar has fallen off and they probably suck and they can't make good movies and they're making flops over and over again. And yeah, I was doing all that. And you might be wondering why I did all of that before even watching this movie. Well, the reason is that I watched some reviews from reputable people and not just, anyone, people who actually make reviews about Disney, and they are, reputable people on YouTube who are just dedicated to Disney Pixar movies. And if they are saying that this movie sucks, then yeah, they are right. This movie probably sucks. And why do I need to waste my time watching this movie just to prove that, hey, this movie definitely sucks? Well, I watched this movie and it's kind of flipping my worldview a bit because I like this movie. I didn't think that there was anything wrong with this thing. I didn't think this was the best thing ever, but it certainly wasn't the worst thing ever. And I watched its reviews again and people were still saying that it's kinda bad. I'm genuinely surprised whenever people say that. Like, did we watch the same thing? Are we living in different worlds? So I thought, hey, maybe it happens. Sometimes I like crappy movies and it's not bad, like I am allowed to like movies that are bad. I am certainly a fan of the scary movie franchise and those movies are objectively bad. Like people hate it. Professional critics hate those movies, but I like the sense of humor in those movies. So hey, what the hell? And with this movie, I thought, hey, let's look at sites like IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. What are they talking about this movie? So here is IMDb, the so-called professional movie critic website, if you want to call it. Depends on what you think about this website. But for argument's sake, I checked this website and as you can see that this movie has a score of 7 out of 10. That's not bad. That's actually kind of good. What about Rotten Tomatoes? Well, let's see what that site is doing. And we have a score of 73% on Rotten Tomatoes. Reviews that were done by professional critics that are probably paid or not paid, but they're definitely, cut above the rest of the people who probably do this thing for a living. But the audience score is at 93%. Like, people love this movie. So I am not in the minority this time. This movie is actually good. Like, people like this movie. And I thought I'd be sitting here making a sappy video and talking about why, I know I hated this movie, but I watched it and it's not bad. I would be talking like that. But hey, people actually like this thing. When I started to watch this movie, I sat with a bias of knowing that this movie is kind of bad, but hey, I'll give it a fair chance. Just like I do with most movies that have a reputation, if you will. And the more I watched this movie, the more I waited for something to happen that would indicate that this movie is bad. And sadly, nothing happened. The movie is amazing. The world building is amazing. Well, not as amazing as Zootopia. Zootopia focuses far more on the world building than this movie, and Zootopia is definitely one of the good movies out there. So comparing these two movies is already not fair, considering that this movie is not even trying to do the world building on the level of Zootopia. I think the main focus of this movie is intimate storylines, and that's what this movie does, and it does it really well. And I've made a lot of videos, so you might have heard me bellyaching about Disney not really making any straight couples anymore. The last time I remember it was maybe Tangled. I'll definitely be making a video about that soon as well. So yeah, I've definitely missed Disney doing romances, considering Disney made a lot of Disney princesses movies, based on romance, and suddenly in the 2010s decided they were going to move away from that, and after such a long time they actually gave us a straight couple. And I'm a sucker for romance, and this very overdone trope of ice and fire falling in love, I'm a sucker for that, and I actually really liked it. I liked their chemistry, pun intended. And it makes me really wonder, like, should I even listen to YouTube critics? Should you even listen to me talking about this movie? Because you heard people say that this movie is bad and now you're watching me saying that this movie is kind of good. Who are you going to believe? Well, I think everything is kind of subjective at this point. You should believe yourself. I do think that this is a good movie and I wish I'd watched it sooner because it's a good story. I wish I would have made a video like this sooner saying that I watched this movie and it was such a fun time. I deprived myself of having a good time just because I listened to people say that this wasn't a good movie and I thought I shouldn't waste my time watching something that's not good. I'm glad I took that leap of faith and if you've been on the fence about watching this movie, don't listen to me. If you have some free time and you don't have anything else to watch, give this one a shot. And when I say that you have to give this movie a shot, I mean give it the chance to impress you. You have to actually go in with the mindset of that, hey, I'm going to have a good time. Because if you sit down with Debbie Downer attitude and you're going to be picking apart everything, then I think you will just end up having a bad time. And I think this might just be a mass hysteria at this point. This is just me being a bit too psychological at this point. I think this just reminds me of the whole Nickelback fiasco where everyone just collectively decided that Nickelback was bad and they just started hating on that. So I think this is just, in people's collective imagination that this movie is bad because this looks generic. I mean, it does, let's be honest. Like, you have these weird characters that look like anything that's generic, and if you see these characters, you feel like you've already seen them in some other Disney movies. I mean, this fire character already resembles that from the Inside Out, that angry guy in the head, so I get why people would have assumptions about this movie before even watching it. And I guess that's all I wanted to talk about. I hope that more people are aware of this thing. I don't think I'm going to start trusting YouTubers anymore and just start trusting my own gut feeling because why did I trust people saying that this is a bad movie when very clearly it's a good one. I'm not saying it's the best thing out there, but if I'm being very charitable with this thing, I will give it a 8 out of 10. And if I'm feeling very, very, very mean-spirited, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. But, if we even land somewhere in the middle, it's a good 8 out of 10 average. But in spirit of trusting your own gut, I would love to hear your score about this movie. If you watch this thing, how would you rate it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, it's time for a goodbye.